good, y'all? Welcome to the 9th episode of our show, the Black Experience Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jordan Jones. Joining me this week, we have
Aisha,
David, and I'm Ron.
Alright, now if this is your first time joining us, let me give you a quick rundown of what this show is about. Every single week, 4 to 5 Black college students join together to talk about entertainment news and nerd culture, right before diving into our book club style discussion where we talk about a movie, comic, manga, anime, TV show, whatever it may be that we decided to watch that week. This week we decided to watch Castlevania, and for our topic we're going to talk about black superheroes normally having electricity and nature powers. So I feel like this is going to be something that's pretty interesting. But before we dive into that, I want to ask you guys, what do you guys think about that new intro?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. Shout out the creator, Asar.
Asar? Yeah, thank you, Asar.
He was a guest.
Shout out to Asar.
Shout out Asar.
The funny thing about when Asar was on the show was my mom listens to the podcast every week. Mm-hmm. She's like, man, that Asar, he was just talking way too much. he's just too friendly and talkative.
Yeah, that's Asar. That's Asar. You can't make beats. It's Asar.
You can definitely make beats. All right, so let's get into our topic. Black superheroes. Do you guys feel like they have electricity powers too often?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I didn't even realize it until like it was brought to my attention. Mm-hmm. But now that I think about it, yeah.
I mean, I never really realized it either, and I guess after I read the article, it does seem like it is a thing. Mm-hmm. But like right off the bat, I'm just gonna say I'm not sure if it's a problem.
Same.
I'm not sure if it's really an issue.
Do not have a problem with it.
I personally don't have a problem with it. Like, I do agree with Ryan. Like, up until today, I didn't really pay any attention to that because I didn't notice it at all. Right, aside from Storm, Static Shock, Black Lightning, I didn't really notice any other black people who had electricity powers in comics and fiction. Mm. But I personally don't think it's a problem because electricity is a very cool power to have. I would like to have it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's a problem, but I don't think it's a problem yet. Like, if this keeps continuing, you're gonna be like, where's the diversity in this? Why are we always the lightning guy? Like,
I was gonna say that.
Hopefully.
The diversity aspect may be a problem. I mean, it'd be cool to see. There are other black superheroes that do have other powers, like Luke Cage. I don't really like his power, to be honest, but yeah, Luke Cage and Black Panther. But Black Panther does relate to the whole nature theme, relating to nature and all that stuff.
I guess there's Green Lantern.
Oh yeah, but there's multiple Green Lanterns too.
So it doesn't really count.
So yeah, but I mean, for me personally, I don't have a problem with it just because I feel as if most of these characters are like pretty intelligent characters, and I feel like when they have electricity powers, they don't necessarily, it was actually in the article too, like they don't necessarily rely on just like their powers. They have to think through situations and they electrocute stuff to defeat their enemies. So they're usually like intelligent characters, often seen as nerds, and then they mess with electricity. So that to me was never a problem. I always found that kind of cool. So that's really my biggest thing for why. That's
what I thought too. When I first read it, I thought, well, at least for me personally, I thought that Static was smart. Yeah. And in the article, they say that he has electric powers because he's interested in like science fairs and like just science in general and technology. But when I was talking to Aisha about it, she says that Static isn't actually an intelligent character. He's just kind of a kid.
Yeah, he's just like a normal like student. He's not like some Peter Parker like scientist. I don't think he's like that at all.
And then when she mentioned that, I actually did remember in the Static show, he did have someone else making all of his stuff for him.
Yeah, he did.
Like he did have the white sidekick that was like,
I can't remember his name specifically, but he did go by the moniker as Gear. Because eventually he does end up getting,
you're right.
He does end up getting metahuman powers, which make him super intelligent. Mm-hmm. And like he can like comprehend stuff at a computer's level.
Okay.
But like I don't really remember.
I didn't realize that. I always had the vibe that like Static Shock was intelligent.
Yeah. I mean,
at least if I remember correctly, did he not like help Gear work through some stuff? Like I always felt there was some type of.
I would have said the same thing literally until like 30 minutes ago. I would have said the same thing. I thought Static was a smart character.
I thought he was street smart more than like book smart. I knew he was smart, but not like that level, you know.
Okay. Well, I mean, but still, like when he was, going back to when he was fighting his enemies, it was never like he just electrocuted him. It was over. He always had to think through, how am I going to defeat this person? It was always like, oh, I'm gonna electrocute this. This is gonna fall down, and this defeats the person. It was never like a just like that. So I mean, like I mean, in the strategy perspective, I think it's not a problem when they're fighting in a strategy perspective. It's a good look. But because I know a lot of other characters just brute force and just pick you up and like throw you and it's game over. So like, but yeah, I like that kind of aspect, like a kind of struggle, and you got to figure out how to defeat your enemy type of thing. So that for me was really why I never had a problem, and I feel like most of these characters that they do talk about really have that. The only one that's like I would say is like Storm. For me, she's the only one that I would say like is like her power is like really, really. Like, I don't have a problem with her having electricity powers at all. Like, not even a little bit. And her power is, like, really, really, like, strong. And she's, like, just something about her.
You think being overpowered?
I don't think she's overpowered at all. It's not a problem. I'm not saying a negative thing. I think, like I'm trying to say it in a good way. I think Storm, just in general, is, like, a good representation of just, like, having electricity powers. She's, like... And her character in a lot of the comics, and I guess I don't really read comics, but the cartoons, she always seemed like kind of motherly, caring for people, but like she doesn't take shit. Like she's ready to light you up at any moment. So I mean, like, and like she always seemed to be comprehending of a situation and be working like the strategy side of fighting. She was always like, oh well, we can do this, and then you guys can jump out and stuff like that. So
yeah, I guess that's like Aqualad and Young Justice. Yeah. He's like that strategy type of guy. He was like that leader with the electricity, water, power type of thing. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with Storm, that's kind of something that the article mentioned, that she's kind of like a lethal weather goddess, but at the same time, she's a very like vulnerable human being. Yeah. And that like she has like compassion for people, and that she is more than just the electricity. But I guess they say that most people aren't. And I'm not sure if that's right to say.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I feel like most of them are kind of like... I wouldn't say a lot of them. I feel like Storm is the most. You definitely get both sides of Storm. You get, like, Storm's superpower. You get Storm, and I don't know her actual name. You get the not Storm. I don't remember.
The not Storm.
I don't remember. What?
Aurora.
Yeah, there you go.
Ororo.
Say it one more time. You get her.
Aurora.
You get her, and then you get Storm. And you get Storm. So that one, I feel like you definitely get like both sides of the character, and it meshes well. But the other ones, I wouldn't say that you don't get that other side. I feel like you kind of get both, but I don't think it's as much as Storm. I feel like Storm is definitely... Maybe it's because Storm is the most well-known, but I feel like Storm is definitely the most fleshed out character for me. But the other ones, to be honest, I feel like I get a vibe of both of them. I don't know.
Yeah, and then when you really think of the lightning powers in general, like you can only really think of Static, Black Lightning, and then Storm. I feel like a lot of the other examples that were given in this article are just irrelevant characters. Like, and one example was Juice from Justice League Unlimited, and that's someone that I've never heard of.
I can't even remember Juice.
Like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I can't say that I've consistently watched Justice League Unlimited and seen every episode, but I don't think he's really... Even his name, Juice, it like just doesn't sound like his design. Doesn't look like he's someone who's really been around. Another example is Soul Power from Static.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was like, who is this? It's a 70s... was a funky 70s heroes whose power worked much like Static's.
Yeah, even the episode looks like it was just a flashback episode that was a one-off.
Yeah.
I think it's all black and white.
Yeah.
But something about this, something that was in the article that I thought was really interesting, and it's how they ended it with this quote. Matt Wayne said, "Know who your character is. Black Lightning wouldn't defeat a villain the same way that Static would." Wayne said, although Black Vulcan's approach would be indistinguishable from Black Lightning's, the only difference will be who gets paid. I mean, I know I kind of messed up that, but basically what he's saying is that everyone's gonna like go about the problem the same way, but the only difference is who gets paid. Like, what does that even mean? What is he even trying to like portray with that?
I don't know what he's trying to say with that.
I'm not entirely sure. I guess the way he's saying it is who gets paid. I guess he's referring to the writers. how they specifically how they portray black superheroes and the stereotype of black superheroes that all of them go about it one specific way, and it's rather narrow. Kind of like in the sense that in the stereotypes in movies where a lot of black people are portrayed the same way, but they're written by different people. However, we often get like the same one-dimensional depiction of like black people. So I guess that's what he's referring to in that.
True. I do just want to say I feel like that's changing nowadays.
Yeah, you're right.
It's changing nowadays. But I will also say this. I don't know who came first, but I feel like Marvel and DC usually have characters that like kind of like it's the same character, they're just in a different world. So whoever came up with it was probably like, oh, let me get this person. And then the writers are, I feel like as comic book, like people are influenced by the people that come before them, so or whatever's being taught at the time. So I feel like the writers kind of just like stuck with the idea as it went on. I don't think they were ever like, my biggest thing is I don't think it was ever portrayed in a bad light. But with that being said, just the whole Marvel and DC thing, you brought up a topic earlier that we were talking about like how it's an anime with Naruto.
Yeah,
and I didn't even think of that, and I didn't even realize it went that far.
Yeah, I mean, so it's something that's outside of superheroes too, where even in Naruto, the Land of Lightning, where Raikage, Killer Bee, and Dari is from, like all lightning powers and all dark-skinned characters.
Yeah. I do like it though. Like Ryan said, it's not necessarily a negative representation because when you see those characters, you don't think badly of them. Like you think they're really cool people, and like I really like the Raikage. I really like Darui. And I really like Killer Bee. There is a little bit of stereotype with Killer Bee.
Yeah, I was about to say,
with the hip, he's the only character that raps and he does hip hop and whatnot. But I don't think any of that was necessarily bad because like when you look at those characters, like you really like them. So they were written pretty well. That's what I know.
Yeah, I mean that's something that you said twice now about the whole cool character, and that's what they're saying is like lightning powers they're cool, and normally black characters have this whole hip and like cool vibe. So they kind of just tie it together for those reasons.
True. I'm trying to think. Is there in any other anime? Is there a lightning person in One Piece?
Lightning in One Piece?
There is, but he's not. He's it's the Sky God or whatever.
Yeah.
So he doesn't fit
in it.
Yeah.
He's the only lightning person I could think of.
Yeah, true. So yeah, I guess it's just that. But going back to that, the whole Naruto thing, like I said, they really are. Except for I guess Raikage, who kind of relies on a lot of brute strength, but he still is a strategist. Every single one of those characters are all like they have lightning powers or they use lightning element, and they're all strategists. So I guess like I feel like them having lightning powers shows like kind of just an intelligence when it comes to fighting. I'm not just gonna beat the crap out of you, but I'm gonna beat the crap out of you intelligently.
Yeah, because lightning just isn't the same as brute force.
Exactly.
Like, you can't lightning's mostly just to like tase someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Just stun them for a little while. If you want to have actually defeat them, you have to handle it like with your mind.
There's another Bumblebee from Teen Titans. She has lightning, and she's like a bee. That's
the lightning is meant to kind of like sting.
Yeah.
So I guess that's an homage to that.
Yeah.
In Bumblebee.
That's the only other person I can think of.
True. This might be a stretch, but they did portray it kind of in Pokemon with if you remember the very first generation Pokemon with Lieutenant Surge, and he was the electrical Pokemon gym leader with the Raichu.
Oh, okay.
I do not remember.
I remember.
Like he was more all about like brute strength. He wasn't more like the intelligent person.
Okay.
And that's actually how Ash ends up beating him, because he realizes Pikachu has an ability that Raichu doesn't, despite being significantly weaker. And so that's a character black character that relies more on brute strength.
Is Lieutenant Surge black?
Yeah.
He is?
Really?
He is. I mean, can you guys banter while I look this up?
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like he is.
I don't remember. The only black hair I remember is, it was Brock. The only
I know.
Was Brock.
That's the only one
he's
I
not.
do know.
He's not.
He's not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I couldn't think
Brock
of anybody
is the
else.
only black guy.
Brock is,
I don't know. I thought Lieutenant Surf was the same shade as Brock.
No. I mean, at least in like what I'm seeing, he's very pale, blonde hair.
Ooh, got him.
Maybe in another generation? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a stretch, so I went for it.
But what about the whole idea of the relating to nature thing?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if they don't have electric powers, they kind of do relate to nature. Except for Luke Cage. I feel like Luke Cage is the only outlier in that case.
Yeah, with the nature thing, something that I was thinking about was the most recent Assassin's Creed, the one that was just announced at E3 this past month. They announced a new character. He's in Egypt. He's a person of color, and for the first time in the series, he has like this spiritual connection to the eagle. Eagles have been around in past Assassin's Creed games, but now you can actually like meditate or something, and you actually see through the eyes of the eagle. And even when I saw that, I was like, oh, of course, spiritual black guy. And then they kind of like chuckled. And like, yeah, that seems to be a thing. And you were saying how it is a thing in movies and just film culture.
Yeah, the trope about the magical black person.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really elaborate on that.
That's
as
true.
much right now because I can't give specific examples, but like at broad in general, like I can think back to like several movies where I have seen that.
I'll give you one. Holes.
Holes, yeah.
They go to the magical black lady that lives far up in the mountains.
Madame Zeroni.
Yep,
Oh my
and
God.
then they...
You're right.
It's always like that.
DC has somebody that does both, meets both the lightning and the mystical type of nature person. So yeah, it says Marvel is Thor, and then Shango, the Thunder, is for DC. And I guess he has lightning powers, and he's also like spiritual black person.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be like
Now, what were you gonna say?
I mean, as far as the mystical black person goes in comic books, like I can't really think of anybody aside from like Black Panther, because like in the comic books he
Shango.
Shango. Oh, Shango. I've never heard.
Yeah,
of Shango.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
But I'm just
Like Black Panther is
thought you said
a more well-known character, and he is very human in most ways. He doesn't have any particular superpowers, but like with the mystical thing, his ability is soul stalking. Like once he gets a sense of a soul, or once he recognizes the soul, like he can track it for quite a long time, and he can like physically see a mystical aura around it, and he can follow it for a very long time or a very long distance.
Okay.
So like that's the only character I know that relates to like mystical. That relates to a mystical power as far as like comic book universe goes.
I think that's a cool power though.
It is a very cool power, actually.
I think that's pretty cool.
Like to be able to find anybody, like that's a very cool power, I think.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I want to close out this black electricity superhero topic with this. So around us, there's computers powered by electricity. These lights, electricity. They said that one reason that black superheroes have electricity powers is because electricity has been tamed and is very tameable, and it shows the tameable nature of the black people.
Oh, well. I don't like that at all.
Now I'm mad.
Yeah, now I'm mad. Now I have a problem. Now I have a problem. Now I'm mad and now I have a problem with it. Alright, I want them to have everything else but electricity. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
I hope not.
Who said this? I'm gonna have to write them a letter.
That actually is ridiculous. I didn't think about that. I mean, it's an interesting point of view to come from. I didn't think about that. It definitely makes me mad.
I personally think that's a reach.
Yeah.
I think it's a reach too, and it makes me mad. To me personally, I feel like because when you said like lights, computers, like this microphone, like really like electricity. To me, electricity equals intelligence. So when I think electricity, I think of intelligence. I don't think of being tamed.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna continue thinking electricity equals intelligence. I understand that person's coming for that, and if people believe that, I'm gonna shut them down. And I'm gonna come at them with the whole intelligence part.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
I'm gonna just keep thinking ridiculous. What you said. One person did it in the beginning, and they just all kind of followed that path from the start. So True. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. I feel like I have to say that. He did say that there's a possibility. He's not saying that he believes that. But I should also say that he is a comic book writer, but he is a white comic book writer. I just don't understand why, like how you say, like electricity, intelligence, like that's how I would say that. I wouldn't even say like the possibility of like the tameable nature. That's not even something that would have crossed my mind until I saw that.
Exactly. I mean, and to be honest, like, it's not easy to get, like, a computer is frustrating. Like, if you've ever worked with computers are incredibly, like, oftentimes things that use electricity break down and you end up having to fix them. Like, they're frustrating. So that to me is just not, I feel like it's a bit of a reach.
I guess it's how lightning was once scary and something that was feared. And now it's something that we just control and have in our homes.
True. See, I would say if all black people had fire, and if he said that, I'd be like, all right, that makes sense. But since it's not fire,
I mean, I can still put up an argument with that because, like, and a lot of times, like, fire has been heralded as something that gives life. It's not necessarily something that's extremely destructive or something that's extremely tameable. It's something that you live beside and that you live with. It's not necessarily something to be subjugated.
Oh, I agree, but I feel like it's a better argument for fire there, because like from the beginning of time, they didn't have fire, and then they were able to tame fire and able to eat, and like you know what I'm saying, like so like I feel like it would have been a better argument for fire.
But even so with fire, it was used to create a bunch of things. So you could also, by the flip side, you could use fire by the argument of like its intelligence as well, and being the precursor or like what allowed us to create all these advances that we have today. Because like if you think even back to the ancient myth of Prometheus, where Prometheus was a titan that gave fire to humans, and that's what allowed them to. That's allowed them to create empires, to settle down in one place and to create livestock, like you said.
True. But also had like a negative type of thing, because gave them fire and they would create empires, and they created empires by wars and killing people. So there's always a two
Jungle Book.
There's always the two sides. You can see it like that, but I feel like that specific argument is a bit of a stretch. I don't like it at all. So yeah, but I do want to ask this: What superpower would you like to see more black characters have? If they would create more black characters, what superpowers?
Fire.
Fire? Really?
More magic.
Fire is personally my favorite thing.
I feel like magic goes in the whole mystical theme, though.
I guess so.
See, I feel like you can make a complaint for nearly everything. Like, you could say strength, like...
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you
super
really
speed. It's like, oh no, can't do that.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Like, what is safe? And
you're right.
Like, I feel like this argument could pretty much be made for anything, like, of any superhero of any race. Like, if you just... There's so many superheroes out there if you dig down deep enough, and with how a lot of these superheroes are people that we don't even know or recognize, it's like...
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. You just want to write an article. You had to hit your quota for the month.
I agree. But I will also say this. I feel like a lot of superheroes, like at least the original ones, they all are... Like, it's an influence from somewhere. So, like, their superpower came from somewhere. So, somebody had to do something. Somebody had to do something for, like, the first black superhero to have lightning. So, I wonder what that was. That'd be cool to figure out why that person would influence that person to have it. So,
I guess Black Lightning was the first one. So, it would be interesting to see. Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least with lightning powers.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It'd be interesting to see why he picked lightning specifically for Black Lightning.